Hey everyone, and welcome to the Boost Your Biology podcast. My name is Lucas, and I'm the founder of Ergogenic Health. Together in this podcast series, we will go underground to explore cutting-edge health and human performance insights that you simply cannot search on Google to help you upgrade your existence. So, without any further ado, let's jump into today's episode. What I'll do is take a look at vitamin B3 and what would happen if you were to megadose niacin. So niacin is vitamin B3 and it's used to make NAD, the ultimate anti-aging molecule that repairs DNA and also lengthens your telomeres. And in fact, NAD is perhaps the most foundational molecule in our entire system of energy metabolism. Now, we also use vitamin B3 to release neurotransmitters. Now, this is why depression sets in as the earliest signs of deficiency, and why when it gets bad enough, it actually leads to suicidal states and even schizophrenia-like psychosis. That is how important it is that we're not deficient in this particular B vitamin. Now, you also use niacin to constantly repair the microscopic damage done to your skin every single day. So, in fact, niacin is known to help repair skin damage following extreme sunlight exposure. Now, we also use niacin for many other things in the body, like participating with riboflavin, which is vitamin B2, to make the methyl group of methylfolate, and also recycle glutathione, the master antioxidant of all cells. In addition, not many people know this, but niacin is also being used to recycle vitamin K to also support detoxification in the liver and to synthesize cholesterol, fatty acids, and neurotransmitters and nucleotides. If we were to look at some food sources of niacin, well, it occurs naturally in eggs, fish, meat, milk, peanuts, mushrooms, green vegetables, and also nutritional yeast. Number one, we're looking at its ability to lower stress. It supports the regeneration and restoration of cells in the body. It lowers harmful free fatty acids that are released into the bloodstream. It can protect against scars, so helping with skin wound healing. Protects against brain injuries or helps against brain injuries. It supports our immune system. It protects against autoimmunity. It improves metabolism and tissue function. It protects nerves, repairs cells and tissues, protects vascular cells, protects the pancreas, improves mitochondrial respiration, reduces serotonin formation and or accelerates its elimination. It reduces lipolysis, it protects against prostaglandins, regulates the redox system, supports sugar oxidation, and also inhibits nitric oxide. Now let's take a look at the major functions of vitamin B3, specifically in the brain. It increases SIRT1, which is associated with longevity and decreased risk of Alzheimer's. It can change macrophage phenotype. It increases mitochondrial biogenesis in the brain. It improves mitochondrial function, specifically in the brain. It improves the NAD to NAD plus balance restoration, so it can actually have an effect on energy utilization within the brain. It can decrease misfolded protein toxicity. It increases ATP content, decreases oxidative stress, decreases DNA damage. And it can also increase neurotrophic factors as well. So megadosing niacin. Now, many people will be using niacin as part of the sauna protocol, which I'll explore shortly. But one really extremely simple hack that I found with niacin was to take 500 milligrams of the flush form of niacin. And what I noticed from this was a massive reduction in appetite. So it can actually have a potent anorexigenic effect. And I'll sort of look into the science and explain how this can actually occur. Now, niacin, next to being a precursor to NAD, to the NADH, acts on the same receptor as beta-hydroxybutyrate, which is one of the major ketones in the body. And this acts on the HCA2 receptor and HCA3 receptor, both of which are GPCR. Now, this basically does two things that eliminates appetite. Number one is the flush that causes activation of these receptors that stimulates prostaglandin synthesis, which then, amongst other things, mediates the dreaded flushing effect. Now, this causes a loss in core temperature, which is then followed by quite a strong adrenergic response for 1 hour or so. So basically what happens is, after dosing niacin, we get a really strong, potent adrenaline release that occurs about 1 hour after dosing. Now, noradrenaline is actually anorexogenic, so it can actually kill appetite. And this is one of the reasons why amphetamines have been used to treat obesity and or support weight loss. So in addition, as part of this niacin megadose, we get a rebound fatty acid release. Now, this reduces plasma levels of free fatty acids to very low levels for around 1 hour, and then we get this rebound fatty acid release kicking in about 1 hour after dosing. And this by itself is very anorexogenic, so it can actually shut off appetite and can decrease appetite for me for up to 2 to 6 hours after dosing. Now, I also want to highlight that there's another bonus benefit to high-dose niacin, that it can actually elevate levels of leptin and also adiponectin due to this rebound of fatty acid release, both of which have appetite suppressing effects and also anorexigenic properties. In addition, we can megadose niacin as far as a detoxification protocol. Now, niacin has been indicated in combination with sauna usage to mobilize and release toxins into the bloodstream. Now, because niacin is known to stimulate lipolysis, as these fats break down, the toxins stored inside the fat are actually released into the bloodstream so that they can be removed. Now, in addition, these toxins that are present in the bloodstream should be combined with some sort of detox agent. Other detox agents include activated charcoal, chlorella, zeolite, which I've spoken about, and some other binders. Now, when you take a high enough dose of niacin, it actually induces a flushing effect, so it causes vasodilation that feels and looks like a sunburn. So many people that have tried this practice have noted even a small dose of niacin, maybe 50 to 100 milligrams, can cause a powerful vasodilation effect and cause like a sunburn look. Now, this flushing effect is actually desired. It can cause a lot of itching, but this is what's needed to actually liberate these toxins into the bloodstream for purging by the body. Now, the FDA level of niacin is actually ridiculously understated. The body actually needs far more than the FDA recommended daily allowance of 20 milligrams per day. Now, I just want to read out one anecdotal report from Red Sun on the Repeat Forum. I've been taking niacin for not even 2 weeks, from doses of 250 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams with meals 2 to 3 times a day. Now, as far as improvements that he noted massive reductions in bloating, so bloating minimized regardless of what he ate. He noticed excessive urge to belch to virtually, so it eliminated belching completely. He used to belch and burp quite a lot. However, this had subsided. and his ability to digest certain plants and even eggs has improved, so he doesn't need to avoid these foods. He doesn't have GERD except for rare occasions, so reducing reflux. And he just in general says that all foods, animals, and plants now seem to digest smoother. In other words, increased stomach acid from niacin resulted in smoother digestion, stronger stomach, etc. And he also noted general positive mood improvements. Now, in addition, he also noted that it did result in a strong drop in blood sugar when he was using high doses away from food. He also noted that niacin has not fluctuated his body weight at all, and he would argue that it's more effective than niacinamide as far as improving stomach acid production. So this is really interesting to see a high-dose niacin experiment resulting in massively improved digestion, mood improvements, and overall well-being. Just a final cautionary note, doses of high-dose niacin, 500 milligrams per day, causes transient asymptomatic elevations in serum aminotransferase in up to 20% of people. Now, the elevations are rarely greater than 3 times the upper limit of the normal range and usually resolve spontaneously even with continuation of niacin. Now, the effect is partially dose-related and is more common with doses above 3 grams per day. Thank you everyone for joining in to today's episode. For in-depth show notes and lessons learned, visit nofilter.media/boost your biology.
This has been a No Filter Media production.
Say what you want.